Are super cheap cards printed in the 80s with errors worth potentially hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Or is something devious going on here? Let's take a look. What's up, everybody? This is Tanner from TanmanBaseballFan.com. If you've been collecting for any amount of time, really, you probably have seen this card before. It's a 1989 Topps Jose Canseco. There are probably millions of this card that have been printed. And to give you an idea also, just take a look at all of these. It says that there's about 1,200 or more listings for this card. So let's do something interesting here. Let's take a look and click by the highest priced. We're going to see something really weird. This card should not be more than 20 cents, if that. maybe less. And you see the prices, $3,102. It's two of them. But this is an extremely rare double misprint error card. You have the double misprint error card here, and this is the triple misprint error card. And it's only $2,500, so it's a steal, right? So you keep going down, 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 and it's nutty. There are tons of them that are for sale for over $1,000, and several that are even for sale for over $100. The number one thing that people should know about these is obviously when you're trying to go ahead and price something and see what your card's worth, you should never check sales eBay listings to see what people are for sale, put things for sale for, because they can put it for sale for anything. Heck, if I wanted to, I could take a card like this in my collection, post it online, and put it for sale for $100,000. Still, this can really fool even some of the more experienced collectors, as I've had other people that have collected for years ask me, "Hey Tanner, what's up with this 89 Topps Canseco?" Better yet, like, what's up with this 1990 Donruss Bo Jackson for a mere $24,982? We've got a $30,000 one down here, $12,000, $8,500. These prices are nutty. So obviously that's going to give people pause if they find one in their collection and go, hey, I might have a gold mine here. So what's going on? Whenever you get into the realm of actually valuing your cards and actually starting to sell them, people say the number one best thing to do is to look at eBay sales, the actual sales data, what cards have sold for, not actually what people are selling them for on eBay. So if you go into your seller account, if you have eBay, an eBay store, you can go in here and go to selling and then go to research, and this will show up. Now, if you don't have an eBay seller's account, you can actually go to 130point.com/sales, and I believe this still works nicely here too. So you can actually do that, and you can use it for free, and it'll get you some great sales data as well. Because I do have an eBay seller's account, let's check here. So I'm going to type in 1989 Topps Canseco, hit enter, and so it looks like we've got a plethora of these have sold, 3,041 of them over the past couple years. I think it goes for a little over 2 years here. Let's take a look at the sales here. So this autographed one went for $6, and so the autograph looks decent, so that looks real. And then you have empty box. So there's a lot of them that's actually not the actual 89 Topps cards, but you'll see that several of them are as we keep going through. So complete your set. Somebody bought it for 94 cents. Oh, there's another autograph version that went for a little over $10. And but let's go up here and let's search by average sold price. So that's the lowest. So one actually went for a penny. Well, what about the highest? Take a look at this. $15,000 for a 1989 Topps Scarface Canseco error. So they're saying basically this little scar here is worth the extra $14,999.98. Now, spoiler alert, these cards are not actually worth these prices. And here's where it gets really tricky, you guys, because this is actually basically considered the sales Bible when it comes to actual values of cards. So let's take a little bit of deeper dive into this to take a look and see exactly what this is here. So I showed you the little Scarface error, and I actually clicked on many of the listings that are for sale right now, and they just say double misprint error or a triple misprint error or something like that. They never actually say what the error is. Well, this one actually does. And it says Topps extremely rare, double misprint error card, Canseco, front halo around hat, and back daub cut off. So, I guess what they're saying is the halo, and that I guess that means it's a little bit of a white line around his hat, not rare. And then you take a look at the back, and sure enough, you see his daub, date of birth, is a little bit cut off there. So at least they told us what errors they're actually counting as actual errors. Now, one thing to keep in mind, guys, is they printed millions of these cards. There are going to be all kinds of different imperfections, even if there's a little bit of an error of like a halo or a date of birth cut off in the back or whatever. There could still be thousands of those cards that have that same imperfection. It could have been like a little bit of a imperfection in the plate or something during the printing process. So not really an error that's completely valuable. But let me show you something that's extremely interesting to me here of what happened. Many have speculated that it's possible that some sort of money laundering operation could be at work here. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. And that very well may be the case for some of these. I do want to note that it's very possible that some of these sellers might not know exactly what's going on. They might literally have seen a card that they have in their collection for sale for $3,000 or more, and they might get excited and post the same thing for them. But let me show you the part of the scam that I think that I've uncovered, at least, which is pretty interesting and kind of slick. I gotta hand it to the guy. So not too long ago, I got an email from somebody, and they wrote me and they said this. They said, "Good afternoon. I came across your website and seen that you look for rare Jose Canseco cards. I do have a 1989 Topps that has a print ring on the front of the card in the Topps logo and print error on the back cutting off some of the stats. I can send detailed pics later on tonight if you're interested. Attached are the 3 most recently sold on eBay. This card is not graded, but in great condition. I'm not greedy either. If you want it, please make me a fair offer and we can make a deal." He proceeds to show me a screenshot of sales data. So at the bottom, you see October 23rd, this one sold for $3,599. Extremely rare double misprint error card. A few days later, price goes down, $1,400. And then a month later goes back up a little bit to $1,651. So one thing right off the bat. So first of all, my thoughts are, I always feel like I have to be the bearer of bad news, like I said, when it comes to the sales of these. But one thing that stood out right away, aside from the fact that we have crazy numbers, is take a look at this. The seller, 0% with 1 feedback. The seller is 0% with 0 feedback. And the seller, 0% with 0 feedback. So I wrote him back. I said, hey, unfortunately, all of those sales are bogus. The sellers all have 0 feedback, and the 89 Topps Canseco with those errors are not rare. Thanks, Tanner. He writes back, and he doesn't actually throw up any resistance on me on this one. He just says, "Oh, good to know. I've acquired about 3,000 cards recently. They're from 86 to 94 Topps, Donruss, Upper Deck, and Score. 90% are in really good condition. I'm slowly going through them and checking value. In your opinion, are there any cards within that range I should look out for that will bring in some decent money?" So I'm giving this guy the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully assuming that he's a legit guy, not trying to, pull a fast one on people. And because of that, I decided to blur out his name as well as a swear word. So, because this is G-rated, people, there are preschool toys watching. So anyways, so the number one thing that I noticed is that it looks like he's covering his bases. He's like, "Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know." Is there anything I should? I don't really know anything about this. My first thought is if I go to sales data, I would question that. I'd say, why is this fake data? Like, I don't understand what's wrong with this data. He does not do that. That's kind of a flag, I guess, that I just, first of all picked up on. So my first initial thought though really was like, this poor guy, I've got to break him the bad news. He thinks that he's going to retire very soon. And I have to tell him, nope, I'm sorry, it's worth about a nickel. And then I got to thinking about this a little more deeply. What if our friend that actually emailed me offering me this card and posting up this sales data actually is Che H0 and V5D2Z41 and Asha77? That would make a pretty slick scam, I think, because you can actually fake sales data. And then from there, you could basically privately go to people that are baseball card fans or collectors and offer the card. So I almost wish I went back to him and said, hey, would you be willing to take $100 and see what he had to say? If he took it, then he'd probably say, okay, yeah, that's probably a scam. If he said, no, I can't take $100 for it, then you think, okay, maybe he's just some poor guy that thinks he actually does have a gold mine here. So anyways, that's the scam that I think that people are running. I think they are making fake eBay accounts, and there's no reason for them not to, right? If they're trying to scam people out of money, they make a free, quick, and easy eBay account, and then they post some cards for sale. They take another eBay account and they buy it, and all of a sudden, whammo, you have $1,651, $1,400, $3,599, all in the sales record. So you've got sales data comps that you can actually go to people with and offer them. And you could end up looking like a rock star if you're offering them these cards for like a fraction of the price. Hey, look, guys, I've got this 89 Topps Error that's sold for between $1,400 and $3,600. I'll tell you what, I'm not greedy, okay? I'm not a greedy person. I'll take $300 for it or $400 for it. Could you imagine, you guys? Now imagine doing that to 5, 10, 15, 100 people. How can you refute sales data? So I wanted to uncover this for you guys because this is potentially a very big problem. And this is not just limited to the 1990 Donner Spo Jackson and 89 Topps Canseco. You see this Michael Jordan for $223,000. I just typed in 1990 Error, by the way, and you keep going down. The Jose Uribe, everybody's heard about the jokes with that, so that very well could just be a joke deal. Of course, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to take the money if somebody's willing to buy that. You see that 47 watchers. So you have this one of a kind 1990 Topps Ken Griffey Jr. with several unique errors. And they're, circling out all of the print flaws. Now, I am not suggesting that every single one of these sellers is running a scam like this. I would be very careful by looking at sales data, though. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's just type in 1990 Error and see what happens. So with this sales data, so we have the, now this one right here, no name on front. This very well could be legit. This is because this is a legit, real error card that's highly sought after. It's a BGS 9. It's a very big deal of a card. But you keep going down here. I don't know anything about this. I don't know about these, pro sets or whatever. But this here, 1990 Donruss Ken Griffey Jr. rarest error card, 15 plus misprints. And again, remember, guys, when it comes to misprints like this, these little dots and everything that might be on here, like you take a look at this, these are just printing defects. They probably had a boatload of those, and there's not any additional value that's associated with them. You also have this here, 1990 Donruss Ken Griffey Jr. error variation, no period after ink. Now, this is a legit thing. There are some cards in Donruss that have, on the back of the card, they have a period after the ink and no period, but it's not rare. It's, if I remember correctly, I think that's actually how you differentiate if those cards came in factory set form or wax box form. So not rare. But anyways, there's a lot of these Ken Griffey Jr.'s. That would be a big one to do. So you have $17,000 here, $13,000 here, $12,000 here, $11,500 here. So there very well could be something going on here. If it's not money laundering, and maybe it is, I don't know. Your guess is good as mine, but I think I uncovered something that was actually a fairly slick scam that I wanted you to be aware of. So that's all I have for you for today, guys. Just be safe out there. Be careful with your hard-earned money. Again, I would highly suggest that every single one of these for $90 Griffey is a fake listing, but it's right there in the sales data. Boatloads of them over $1,000, and boatloads more for hundreds of dollars. So anyways, like I said, stay safe out there. Let me know if you have any questions about this stuff. I'm happy to answer. Thanks. Have a great day.